Hey, Facebook.
What's up, Facebook?
Happy Monday. We survived
Awesome.
another Monday. Barely today. Whew, today was
We
good.
did.
Today was a one.
Yikes.
Dun, dun, da, 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 da.
It's been kind of crazy, for sure.
It's been nuts for me.
Yeah.
It's been my busiest day probably in the last 2 months.
Crazy. Today has been?
We go to Disney places.
Hannah says she's ghosting y'all, so it's fine.
Thought she's just not answering.
Yeah, she's just ghosting, so.
Hello, Jay from Salt Lake City. Man, I bet it's nicer there than it is here. It's hot. It's 97. Scott says he did not survive Monday. Did you get your Euros going? Rikki.
Oh, you're talking to me. Sorry. Yeah. I thought you were talking about something like Euro, like the Yes, it did. Okay. So they are hooked up and they are running and they seem to be working. So I guess we'll
find huh? I don't know. You're like pixelated.
Oh, it's probably because I'm uploading something. So okay. That's why.
When you're done. So what's up, everybody? Ever got Scott didn't make it, so RIP to Scott because he didn't make it through. Oh, Amy had Los Fuentes last night. She came back to Flowtown.
Nice.
I haven't been there since Friday. Hello, Pam. Yeah, Ricky's fridge kicked on. That's funny.
No, it's I'm sending files. Sending files to Hannah.
Spencer is on the Disney Springs water taxi as he types this. And happy birthday to Spencer. It was his birthday.
Nice. That's awesome.
Aloha to George. Stay away from that hurricane. I'm praying for you, buddy, that you don't get ran over.
No kidding.
Hurricane is. I've been watching it carefully because of George.
Yeah.
Is in here. Hey, Lila. Glad to have her. Everybody's doing well, I hope. All right.
Yes. Okay.
Are you done uploading?
Hold on. She hasn't looked at her computer today, so she's not coming.
I wouldn't. I mean, there's no way I would have. But I thought maybe I was going to be like a superstar, but I was like, there's no way.
No.
That question that I was using. Oh, here it is for the teaser. I'll start with that one. Okie dokie.
I should be getting it. Yay!
Did you know all the people? Your parents' old place is now called
yes, you told me. It's a cigar place, right?
It's hilarious. We crack up every time we go to Fritz's.
That's funny.
Ricky's parents' old place is called the Cigar Sip and Smoke.
I mean, why not, right?
Yeah, I'm saying.
So, yes.
Elizabeth's at Coronado Springs, hanging out in her room after a great time at Animal Kingdom. Our first question's about Animal Kingdom, Elizabeth. So you got
there you go. Oh, that's awesome.
Can't get more current than that. She was just there. Throw a rock. Actually, if you sit in the right spot in the hot tub and the pool at Coronado Springs, the dig site pool, you can see Expedition. You can see Everest. Mountain.
Nice.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
Yep. Hey, TJ. Hey, Douglas. All right, let's do a question because I'm here with Mallory tonight for Pam, and so we got to go to Taco Bell together after this, and she's hungry.
Oh, gross.
I'm down to $4 on my gift cards. So it'll cover part of dinner tonight, but
that's good. I'm so proud of you,
Mr. Listener. Don't let a podcaster go hungry.
Oh, for goodness sake! Come on. Let's not beg for Taco Bell.
I had it last night too. All right.
Oh my God! Why? Why do you eat it so very much?
Neil's asking the important question. It is June 28th, 2019. Disney Dream Double Dip Cruise to the Bahamas. Double Dip Guest Wiki. Podcast cruise.
I need to eat Taco Bell.
28th. I mean, email. There you go. Elizabeth's having dinner at the pool, man. Oh, nice. Empanadas there, man. Empanadas and that Fiesta margarita. You're set. That like 3 different color one. That's dinner. But then you could go to Maya Grill too and get the fajitas. Oh, so good.
Pepper Market.
Pepper Market's awesome too. That's why I love Coronado, man. You will not starve there.
That's true.
Rhonda, what's up for getting excited for your cruise? Scale of 1 to 10.
Mm-hmm. Huh? Oh, am I getting excited for my cruise?
Attention. You're not paying attention tonight.
I am. You're like mumbly. Yes, I am excited about my cruise. Okay. It is. Hold on, I can look. Hang on. It is. I have because the new Disney Cruise Line app is very fancy. Look at this. I have 44 days.
You got Chris Pronger. You got a Chris Pronger.
I have 44 days. 6 hour. Oh wait, hold on. 6 hours. 17 minutes and 24 seconds. So, yay. Yes.
Oh, ding. Hey, are you done uploading those things? Because you're really pixelated again.
Oh no! Please don't tell me that. I swear, I'm done.
You sound okay.
I'm done. I don't know what's going on, but I am done. I have the best internet that I can have, and there's nothing I can do at this point.
The one thing you can do is hardwire. That's the best.
I can't do that because it's all.
You have half of your speed. You know that, right?
It's all the way. It's not in anywhere that's close to anything that I have. Like I would have to literally call them out, pay them to hardwire, put it in this room, and they're not going to be able to do it. I can guarantee you they're not going to be able to do it. So,
but I mean, can't you just take your laptop, plug in a little thing, and just do it from there for an hour?
No, it's all the way downstairs in a room that has no furniture. So I
built this whole thing in the basement because
it's my living room. I'm not putting all this Disney stuff in my living room, the room that people see when they walk in my house. That's not happening. So
no, it's all okay. All right.
So I mean, it's just not happening.
All right, here we go. So let's do. We got a question here, and what's 1365? All right, here we go.
Okay.
What is Wednesday? Is no holidays or anything this week? Okay.
Nope.
She was in Budapest, and apparently you got to go into quarantine or something after that.
She's ghosting us.
You know what? You go to a different continent, you get a week off again. So she'll be back again next week. We'll have a lot of fun with her. I'm sure she's got plenty to talk about.
I can't wait to hear this. I cannot wait.
For folks who don't know, she did an Adventures by Disney river cruise in Europe. And the thing was, like, in my mind's eye, and like I've seen the Adventures by Disney product through the marketing and so forth. And my idea of a river cruise was much, much different than the pictures that Pam was posting and sending us all the time. Like, oh my gosh, check out this dining room, check out our stateroom, check out this. Because it's on a very much, it's a way smaller scale than a Disney cruise line ship. It's not, nothing like that. But it was opulent. It was nice. So she's got plenty to talk about next week, I'm sure. But let's get to your listener questions. So joining me today, she's always here. Rikki is here from a DisneyWorldAfterAll.com, touringplans.com, and The Mouse for Less. What's up, Rikki?
I'm here, except for when I'm not. That's pretty much the way it goes.
That is true. And you know what? Here in St. Louis, man, the golfing world is watching us. I know we have a ton of golfers that like to golf down at Walt Disney World, but we have the 100th PGA Championship in St. Louis. So this weekend, you'll see our hometown right here all over the news.
That's kind of cool.
Tiger Woods in town. I'm thinking he'll go to Las Fuentes. I've heard he likes Mexican food, so I'm gonna be expecting him.
Yeah, I don't think he will be. Yeah,
maybe not. All right, anyway, let's answer some listener questions. First question coming in from, I said it was Jason Z in the ad read, and that is right. He's from the tomato capital of the world. So if you want to know where that is, that's Pittston, Pennsylvania. So if you're a tomato, go to Pittston, Pennsylvania. But he says, hello, Mike, Pam, and Rikki. Thank you as always for the informative and entertaining podcasts. Always helps bring some of the Disney magic home. We're headed to the world for 8 nights in late September, early October. We were able to snag the free quick service dining plan while staying at Caribbean Beach. We'll be having 2 or 3 meals at Animal Kingdom Park. The only place we have dined in the park in the past was Restaurantosaurus. I'm just glad I said that right.
Yeah.
We're excited. It's pretty good. We were excited to try out Satuli Canteen in Pandora, but we're wondering what would be the other quick service spot you all would recommend. Thanks so much for your suggestions, Jason. So you know what? This is so funny because like you think about counter service at the studios and it is just a
awful. Yes. Yes.
But you think about counter service at Animal Kingdom, it's also a struggle bus because the opposite reason there's so many places to go and there's only one stomach unless you're cow, which I don't think we have a whole lot of cow listeners. So what would you do? They got Satuli Canteen, and what was the other one they had?
Well, you said it right the first time was Satuli, and then you screwed it up the second time.
I gotta get that in there, but
I wouldn't go there.
Would you say Flame Tree? Maybe.
So Flame Tree is excellent. I just ate there on my last trip, which I'll talk about. But it was really good. And then I really do like Yak and Yeti. Their counter service is really good too. Like, it's so yummy. So the counter service at Yak and Yeti is kind of like a Chinese food cuisine in a way. So it's really, really, really good. I'm the same way. I have so much trouble deciding. Oh, and you've got Harambe Market too.
It was like the hotness, say 3 years ago. You never hear that brought up.
No. I think it's because the setup is weird. It's got the windows, and I know that you can order all the food at all the windows, but when it first opened, it was you have to order this specific item at this window and this specific item at this window. So I think that maybe that carried along and people just haven't really gone back. But yeah, I mean, there's so many great places at Animal Kingdom. You're right, it's so hard to decide, but it's a good thing that you have 2 days, because that means that you get to eat more of the delicious food that they have to offer, for sure.
And you know what you can do, and we've been doing this more and more, is that we'll split an entree and go to 2 different places. You know what I'm saying? Like we might get, well, I mean, we did this at Satuli Canteen. I can't say it for anything.
Yeah, you got it.
But like, you know, when we go to that location, we'll get Pam will get cheeseburger pods, I'll get a protein bowl, and we'll swipe it up, you know, so
yes.
Beach, you know. But you could do that even with 2 different restaurants, because man, I'm telling you, when you walk past Flame Tree, if you don't stop there, you automatically regret it because it smells so good.
Yes, it does.
Those Yak and Yeti is solid. I mean,
I like that Yak and Yeti has a little fried chicken. I think it's just fried rice. I'm not sure if it's got chicken in it, but it's just a fried rice little container that you can get it that counts as a snack credit.
That's a steal on the dining plan, and they're on the dining plan. Yes.
So that's awesome. You get so full. You can get so full off of a little bitty carton of fried rice. It is so delicious. I've done that a few times. Trust me. 5
minutes later, after chatting, I had Panda Express for lunch. I'm starving right now, so that burns off quick. But yeah, it's worth it. You know what? Another one, biscuit and gravy at your food court snack. That's a meal.
That's an awesome meal. It's a snack meal.
So the chat room, Yak and Yeti ran the day. So there you go, Jason. Yak and Yeti is your choice, but I mean, Flame Tree can't go wrong.
No.
All right, so this next one is titled, I Desperately Need a Tiebreaker Here. So again, if you have an awesome title for your email, it's likely to get put into the queue a little bit earlier, because I love tiebreakers. All right, let's see. Hello, Mike, Pam, and Rikki. I love your podcast and look forward to the new episodes each week. When I listen to the Wednesday shows, I often know the answers, but love to listen anyways to see if there's anything new that I can learn. Now that I find myself completely confused by my own issue and feel like I need you to throw me a lifeline, I called Disney and scoured the internet and just keep finding contrasting answers to my question. So I'm hoping you can be my official tiebreaker.
Uh-oh.
You know, when you call Disney, you're always going to get contrasting answers. I'll tell you what, that's the story of my life. You know, like, okay, can you like, I've been doing this so long now that I get I can tell, like, I know a lot of the cast members, and I know, okay, this is going to be, I can put 95% confidence in this one. And if I've never heard of them, I'm like, oh, okay, maybe 20%, let's try this again. Anyway, so here's what he says. Here goes. I have a package booked at the Wilderness Lodge that includes park hopper tickets and the dining plan. First time going deluxe. Thanks, Pam, for pointing out that your comfort is worth something. Comfort, that's right. Anyway, last month, my nephew decided he's going to join his mother and me. He's an active duty serviceman, so he went ahead and purchased park tickets using his military discount. Therein lies my dilemma. The plan is for him to share the room with us, but I cannot add him to the room without also adding dining and tickets, which he already has the tickets and the dining plan. According to the woman I spoke with at Disney and everything I found online, he can only be added to the room at the resort on the day that we check in. That is correct. I'll stop there. That is right so far. At the time, they'll add him along with the charge for having an extra person in the room. Okay, still correct. This is certainly frustrating because it now takes Magical Express off the table, but we were toying with renting a car anyway, so that made the decision easier. But the big worry that I can't find a consistent answer to is what to do about fast passes. I found some information online that says as long as he has his tickets linked into the My Disney Experience account, he is also linked to me that I'll be able to add him when I make fast passes at 60 days. I've also found information stating that I won't be able to add him to my fast passes at the 60 days. It's all making my head hurt. So if you could weigh in, I would love that. Also, if he is added as a day guest for which he'll be paying the extra person in the room charge, will he be able to take advantage of extra magic hours? Yes, he will, because he'll be on the reservation at that point. That is also a matter of varying opinion from what I found online. Some believe that he cannot use extra magic hours and some believe that he can. We'll be paying to have him in the room, so it seems wrong that he wouldn't be able to take advantage of extra magic hours, because you're good. He should, because he's right there. He's on the reservation at that point.
Yeah.
She says, I feel like this is all making me show my age when I find myself saying things like, in my day, you could just buy tickets and go. That's so true. I love that. Yes, I say that often. Like, why is this so hard? I've always been able to navigate the new system and actually enjoyed some of the planning, but this is driving me crazy. Any information you could offer would be greatly appreciated. Thanks so much for all you do, making my drive to work enjoyable. Keep up the great work. Lynn's in Massachusetts, 557 from Pam, 1169 from me, 1051 from Pam, but most importantly, 1276 from Walt Disney World.
Nice.
All right, so Rikki, here's what I think, and I think most of this is right. Is that you can add somebody at check-in, but I do think I think that I hate to say this, but I think you're gonna struggle making those 60-day fast passes because he will not be on a reservation.
Yes.
At that point, even if you're linked through that, you have to have an active on-site reservation that your name is attached to, and without finding that, I don't think you're gonna be able to make the fast passes.
Right. Now, the thing is that if you're connected on My Disney Experience and he's got tickets in his, like, they've got the tickets in his account, then you will be able to do it at least for the 30-day mark. So you're not like out the ability to not make fast passes. You'll still be able to make fast passes for that day. You just would have to do it at the 30-day mark, not the 60-day mark. Not a huge deal for the most part, except for if you're looking to hit up like Seven Dwarfs Mine Train or, Flight of Passage or maybe Slinky Dog. I haven't really looked at, the how hard it is to get a fast pass for Slinky Dog right now. But those three, I think, are going to be really hard to get fast passes for. I can tell you I've gotten frozen fast passes lately after the 30-day mark. So just take that for what you will. So that's not as hard to get anymore if you're wanting to go to Epcot that day, or those, but yeah, you're not going to get pretty much the 3 attractions that I listed off. You're going to have a hard time making fast passes for those. So.
But what I would do, and again, thanks to your son for his service too, I want to say that I wish there was some way we could reward him with things like this that are pretty simple. It's not even, this is something I wish could happen. It's like,
right.
So here's what I would do. And again, this probably 90% of the time, this ain't going to happen, but there's a phone number for the My Disney Experience help desk. It's 407-939 WDW 4357. Call that and explain your situation and just throw yourself at their mercy. They probably can't do anything for you, but you never know. It doesn't hurt to call and just explain the situation. That's what I would do. So there you go. All right, Karen's up next. Hey, Mike and Pam and Rikki, we're taking our first trip as a family with a 6-year-old and an almost 3-year-old to Walt Disney World in early November of 2018. I've been listening to the BOG podcast, and it's been so helpful in our planning. Oh, and by the way, here's the title of this one. It's a listener question called the Christmas Party Pooper.
Oh,
so I was worried, when you got a 3-year-old and you see the word pooper in the title, I was a little worried, but we're gonna try to keep it clean here, people. Here we go. There's a picture of Sophia the First in here, so
that's good.
Here's the dilemma. 3 of our 5 days we were there. Magic Kingdom closes at 6 p.m. for the Christmas party. We had no idea when we booked, but the only day I could get a Cinderella's Royal Table reservation was one of those days for breakfast. So we're definitely going there one of those days. And I got ADRs at the other parks for the other days already. So not sure how easy it'll be to switch things around. Think the crowds will be super low on a day it closes at 6 and there are no early morning extra magic hours? Rikki will stop there. Yes, right? Yeah. That's a good day to go.
Yeah.
It's the first day of the Christmas party, which we weren't planning to attend. Kids are too young and for the money it costs. Any special recommendations for taking advantage of the short day, such as planning a dinner reservation right at park closing time? Is that even possible? Do the restaurants all close by 6 p.m. or a breakfast before it opens? Couldn't get an ADR. Also, what are your best bets for catching the fireworks at the Magic Kingdom if we're there on a short day? Are park hopper tickets a must in this scenario with early closings? We don't have them as of now. I'm also trying to see if we can meet Doc McStuffins any place other than Hollywood and Vine breakfast. We're doing the mini lunch there. It doesn't look like she is scheduled for a meet and greet on the date we're planning to be at Hollywood Studios. I see something about a Disney Junior dance party starting in the fall of 2018. Any information on this? Is there any hope for my Doc-obsessed daughter? And she says, thanks, Karen. And she's got some screenshots of stuff she found. So, okay, so Doc McStuffins right now, I've seen her, I was there last month, but I know she does a meet and greet right outside of the old Disney Junior thing. She's just walk up. She
does. She should. I'm going to assume that she's still going to be there. However, this Disney just announced that they are introducing a new character, and I'm going to butcher it because I don't have children. Vampirina?
Yes. Yeah.
Vampirina. Yeah. So they're going to be introducing Vampirina here in the fall. No official date yet. for those who are curious, Vampirina will be joining the Disney Junior breakfast as well in the future, so just keep that in mind. However, I'm not sure if she's going to be replacing somebody or if she will be in addition to. So I'm not sure if that's why maybe you're not seeing Doc McStuffins, or if maybe it's just a glitch in the system as of right now. But Doc McStuffins does meet at Disney's Hollywood Studios. You know, I've seen, I can't say this with certainty, but I have seen Doc McStuffins in Rafiki's Planet Watch at Disney's Animal Kingdom before too. I know that.
That kind of makes sense. She's kind of.
I know that for sure because I was in Rafiki's Planet Watch and saw Doc McStuffins. I can't say that she'll be there when you'll be there, but at least you have an opportunity to potentially see her there. But she should be at at Hollywood Studios, and also the Disney Junior play show. We don't know a whole lot of information about it yet. It's a DJ dance party is what I understand. That's all pretty much we know at this point. It opens in the fall as well. No official date for that either, but that's coming. So you should be able to see Doc McStuffins there, but it's not going to be in the way that I think you're hoping for. I have a feeling it's going to be a video thing, so just keep that in mind. I'm not 100% sure, but that's kind of what I gather from what I can tell from the rumors. So yeah, I don't think it's gonna it could be a dance party with actual Doc McStuffins, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I'm getting more of a video screen type situation.
Well, Doug backs it up. He also saw Doc McStuffins over at Rafiki's Planet Watch.
Yay!
Look,
good. I was right.
But, Animation Courtyard too. She was there at least last month, so
yeah.
That was good. But I mean, just ask a cast member, and they have a way to find out when and where.
Yeah.
With those characters. So let's give a quick tips for going to a park. Like say the Magic Kingdom on a day of a Halloween or Christmas party, because we're getting quickly into that season where this.
Y'all know the Halloween party starts in 2 weeks, right? Less than 2 weeks at this point. Yeah, it starts on the 15th. Nope, 17th, something like that. 16th, 17th.
It's 10 days away.
Yeah, it's 10 days away, which is crazy. It's crazy. So I was looking up something, and I was gonna work on stuff for the Mouse Plus for it, and I looked and I'm like, oh my goodness, Halloween is legit 2 weeks away from when I was looking at it.
Gotta get on my decorations for this.
Right? Exactly. Yes. So personally for myself, I would probably have the Park Hopper. But it sounds like they have really little kids. So the Park Hopper may not be the best option for them. It just depends on what time the kids are going to be going to bed while they're at Walt Disney World. So you could potentially make a dining reservation for the last meal that they offer. I don't know if it would be at 6 o'clock. I think that's when they start kicking people out. So you might be able to get a 5:45 reservation, and that would be what I would do. If you don't want to do a Park Hopper, that's going to be my best suggestion. You do have to leave the park though after you dine, so just keep that in mind. They will make sure you leave. You can't just hang around and stuff like that. So but yeah, if it's not the park, if you don't have the Park Hopper, going to a resort and maybe doing some activities there or dining there or something like that would be kind of my other thought process.
Yeah, and if they want to see
Springs,
if they want to see the fireworks though, say you want to see the what are they called?
The Hallowishes.
Well, no, she's the Christmas party.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, I have Halloween on the brain. Holiday wishes. Holiday wishes.
That was so hard to think of. Yeah, I was thinking of the parade. But you could make have a meal over at Kona, then go out to the beach, or go to Captain Cook's, or something like that. So that's a good way to see the fireworks, or go, to Contemporary. That's good. Okay, so I think we got Karen scored away there. So let's get to a little feedback here from Frank. He said, I don't know if you mentioned this item. He said he was doing yard work in the hot Florida sun, and he may have missed it, but he packs a large over-the-ear noise canceling headphones on his flights, because we didn't put that in our tech bags. We got it on last Friday show. We appreciate all the feedback we got on that too, because I've actually almost bought some stuff on Amazon. I probably will here.
I definitely bought some stuff on Amazon.
So I'm like, I need that in my bag, so if you're doing that like me, you make sure you're using the Amazon affiliate link first. Anyway, he said usually not for the shorter flights, but longer flights where the noise level could get out of hand. So the over-the-ear noise canceling headphones for his bag. So that's always good. All right, so here's one, and I don't know the answer to this one, but we'll see what we got. We'll give it to our listeners. It's from Sarah. Hello, I'm going on a girls' trip with 4 of my teacher friends right before we go back to school in late August and have 2 questions about dining. That'd be great to go back in late August. My wife's actually at Meet the Teachers. We're recording right now. Number 1, does the time listed on the dining reservations have the 15-minute early arrival already built in, or should we check in 15 minutes before the time on your reservation? All right, Rikki, you know me. You get there 15 minutes at least before your reservation. If it's at 7 o'clock, get there at 6:45. Actually, better 6:40, just to be sure. Rikki, what time do you get there for a 7 o'clock reservation?
Don't ask. I get there at like 7:10. So you're fine.
I had a reservation at 7, but my fast pass didn't work.
Y'all heard my story about going to Sanaa and like not realizing I had the last reservation and then getting there at like 15-20 minutes late and then realizing that they were closed and they still sat us, but they didn't look very happy with me. So
not nice. You get the
I really didn't know that I had the last reservation though. So
if you're the bartender that was getting all excited, he gets to go home and watch football or something.
I know. And I felt really, really bad. We ate really fast. But it was just one of those things where it's like, oh, Disney, I wish you would have told me that I had the last reservation. I would have made like more of an effort to get there a little earlier. So as long as you have the reservation and you should be fine. Don't worry about it. But if you want to get there early, 15 minutes prior to when your reservation is scheduled for is what you should aim for. So
all right, here's
don't do me. Don't do what I do.
Exactly. No doubt. Here's your second and most important question. On a night in Disney Springs, which would you rather, Edison or Homecoming? We are on the free dining, and I was intrigued by all the fancy cocktails on the Edison menu. Do you know if these drinks are eligible to order as your included beverage on the dining plan? Thanks so much. Sarah is in Minneapolis, Minnesota. So are those fancy? I wouldn't imagine the super fancy drinks are on the dining plan, right? Those are an upcharge.
I honestly have no idea. I don't even know. I guess the Edison is on the Disney dining plan. I'm not 100% sure either because it's relatively new and I would assume it would be on the Disney dining plan. I mean, I think if it's like a, $20+ drink, then yeah, it probably won't be included. But if it's, kind of something sort of standard,
yes, that's what I'm guessing. Like drink, is going to probably be covered, but the fancy ones, I wouldn't think.
Right.
Those get crazy. I gotta go to Edison just so I have the experience. One of the few places I haven't been.
Yeah, I haven't been there yet either to eat. I've been there to explore, but not to eat.
Cool. All right, Courtney's up next. Pay with cash or dining plan and dash. Wait, what?
Whoa. All right, let's get this.
Dashing in your title, you're getting read for sure. And I am not just for the authorities. No, I'm just reading the question. I have nothing to do with whatever Courtney does. Howdy, Mike, Rikki, and Pam. My husband and I are frequent Disneyland goers and are going to Disney World for the first time this coming fall. We are going with our best friends and staying at Pop Century October 12th through the 20th with 6 days in the parks. Our friends are very adamant about us getting the table service dining plan. My husband and I were wondering if it's worth getting for 2 people or not. We rarely eat breakfast, and when we go to Disneyland, we always split our lunch and only plan on eating a sit-down restaurant 3 to 4 times. Okay, first of all, let me remind you, Courtney, that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Just that I always have an egg. So does Pam. She's not here, but we always have an egg every morning. That's kind of one of our things.
Yes.
Got the protein.
I've eaten at with the Foresters. I've had the egg. Yes.
Yeah, so I'm just saying you gotta in Walt Disney World's bigger than Disneyland, and it's a lot more. October will be hot.
Yes.
So you need your energy. Eat. But anyway, and the restaurants are part of the experience there, as they are in Disneyland, but I think even more so at World. Says, thank you so much for making my summer road trips more enjoyable. I'm a long-time listener and glad I finally asked my first question. Courtney and Nick are in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma.
Awesome.
Well, they know the heat then. If they're from Oklahoma City, it's like 150 down there, and the humidity's bad there too. I figured they're from California.
Right.
So here's the thing. With the Disney dining plan, everybody in the room has to be on the same package. So you can't just get the dining plan for you and not your husband. You're both going to have a plan. Right. You're both going to you get the standard plan. Everybody's going to have a table service meal, counter service meal, a snack each day of your trip. Or each night of your trip, not day, each night, have that refillable mug at the resort for sodas, teas, coffees, whatever you want. Here's what I say with the Disney dining plan. It usually, as long as you're going to eat normally, you're going to break even or so, and it's going to make it feel more all inclusive. I like the plan for that fact. You go there, you eat what you want, you don't look at the prices, because I'll tell you what, when I'm not on the dining plan, I'm a cheapskate. Like, I'll look and say, oh man, I could get the steak or I could get the chicken, and I always get the chicken. I'm cheap, so it takes that out of the equation, and it kind of opens up a whole new world. But Rikki, what would you do in this spot?
So if they're going with their friends, it depends for a couple things. It depends on if the friends are staying in the room with you, which if they are, then you would have to get the dining plan, like Mike said. If they're not, then it's still up to you, so you can decide whether or not you want to get it. If you're planning on eating with your friends, then that makes it a little more interesting. You might consider getting the dining plan just because they'll be eating. I would assume that you would want to eat together. So maybe, I don't know, maybe not. But if you do, you'll likely eat at the same places. And if they're going to more table service restaurants, it may pay off for you to have it. However, if you are looking at splitting meals with your husband, then, maybe you don't get it. It just kind of depends. Like, I don't think that I would get it in this instance, just because, if you are going to split meals, you don't get breakfast, that kind of thing, it may not be the best option for you. Really look at the money and look to see how much it is and how much you're actually looking to spend at some of these restaurants, and then go from there. If you're not going to be eating at table service meals, though, every day, then I would not get the dining plan.
Yep. You got to kind of look at it that way. And just the one thing, you can't leave any credits on the table. Whatever you do,
right,
you lose. You got to use all.
Yeah. You lose whenever you leave a credit on the table. Definitely.
All right, let's get to the chat room here. Sorry, we've been trying to catch up with the inbox. Inbox getting kind of out of control, so I was getting on that. But Katie's got a question. Finally got an Ohana ADR for 9:55 p.m. on 12/19. 9:55 ADR at Ohana. You would be in a coma for 24 hours. You can't go to bed till 3 after that. You'll be okay. But let's get to the question.
Get there early.
The question is this a good idea? Because I don't know. I love Ohana and all, but at 9:55. Anyway, so she says she's trying for weeks to get this, and she finally got it with Touring Plans Reservation Finder. Her question is, if the restaurant has a posted closing time of 10 p.m. on the website, how does a 9:55 reservation work? As long as you're seated, do you have a regularly paced meal? I hope you're not rushed because they're trying to close down. Do you have any experience with a late night dining ADR? Love your show. Katie, I want to know your experience with this one, because I can do late night dining, but Ohana is a late night dining. That is a whole nother beast.
I'm not worried about that part. That part's fine. I'm more worried about how the quality of the meat.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm worried about the quality of the meat that she's going to get at 9:55 at night, because clearly they're not going to be making as much at that time of night. However, they may, because you're there, they may be making some stuff that's a little fresher, because you may be able to, order it because, hey, I want another one of those or whatever. So yeah, that's my only issue, is that it's an all-you-can-eat meat buffet type situation at 9:55 at night when they close at 10. That's my only issue. I have no issue with anything else except for that. I mean, you're gonna be fine. They'll seat you. They'll serve you. That's all good.
She's not going to be the only person seating at 9:55.
Absolutely not.
Every single table at 9:55 too.
Absolutely. Yes. So you should be fine. I mean, relatively speaking, but don't do what I did. Make sure you get there 15 minutes early in that one, because you don't want to get there late. So get there 15 minutes early. So
all right, yeah, definitely do that.
At least she knows what time they close.
Yeah, please be 15 minutes early on that one. Let us know how that goes, because I love some Ohana, but man, I can't imagine rolling out of that place at 11 o'clock at night.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I do that frequently. It's fine.
Meat sweats, baby, because I can't control myself when I go there. All right, Jessica's got a question. She says, leaving for the world in 61 hours.
Nice. Jealous.
Take us with you. Quick question. Can you link a credit card to your Magic Band if you're not staying on property? Rikki, this is you all the time. Can you?
Unfortunately, no, you cannot, which makes me so sad, because I so wish I could. Yeah, you got to take that credit card out every single time you want to use it. Sorry. I hate it.
Let's get to Teresa's question. We purchased 4-day park hoppers through a friend's workplace at GM, but now think we want to add an extra day at the park. Can we change our 4-day to 5-day? If so, when and where? Yes, you can. Disney will always let you add, pay extra money to upgrade. And you can do that in guest services location at the theme parks, like City Hall, or guest relations right there to the left of Spaceship Earth as you come in, or the best place, Disney Springs at the guest services, because usually a shorter line there. I don't know about this one, but let's see what we got here. Is Be Our Guest now seating people in the Rose Gallery during dinner, or still using it as a closed staging area? Wonder how the new menu affected that. I have no idea on this one. I've been to Be Our Guest a couple years. Rikki, have you heard anything about that?
I have not heard anything about that, so I'm sorry I'm not of more help. But it is cool that they have changed the menu up a little bit and stuff like that. So I've heard that it's decent. So I don't know. I wish I had a better answer. I was going to go to Be Our Guest when they changed the menu, but unfortunately they changed the menu like right after my trip. So I didn't have the opportunity to get the firsthand knowledge that I was looking to get. So sorry. I was going to do it for you guys, but Disney screwed up and they made the the schedule later than my trip. So they had the opening day later than my trip was.
It doesn't happen for Star Wars. No.
I'm gonna blame Disney on this one, not the fact that I made it a trip, for earlier than they had announced it, but that's fine.
Stacy's question here in the chat. She says, "Give me the good, the bad, and the ugly on the Boardwalk Hotel and surrounding areas." All right, so I've stayed there and we've been in this area many times. The good, I love the location, love the rooms, love the hotel. The kind of the good / bad for me is that you got to go outside to eat. Like, you got to Boardwalk Bakery, but I mean, right there you have a lot of good places to eat. But I mean, you got to hoof it, unless you want to go down to.
That's true.
Yeah, that's it. You got to, you got that cool like fried food stand right outside. But again, one day we were all hungry and we ended up getting like soaked because it was pouring. We had to go out there. It rained on. But I mean, Boardwalk Bakery is awesome once you get there. You got, but you got a lot of good table service restaurants. You got Trattoria El Forno. You got, and I like ESPN. You got all the stuff at Beach and Yacht Clubs. You got, Ale and Compass. You got Beaches and Cream. You've got, I'm trying to think. You got Yachtsman. You've got Cape May. Yeah, Cape May. And you got the Swan and Dolphin restaurants too. So you got a lot of dining options right there. Walkable, also Epcot. And you're also walking into Epcot. So, I think it's a great place to be. I mean, of course, it's one of the more expensive hotels, being a deluxe. What feedback would you have, Rikki, for staying there or that area? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I honestly have to tell you that I fell in love with the Boardwalk. Brian is in trouble because I really love the proximity to Epcot and Hollywood Studios. I thought it was fantastic. I love that I could walk there or just take the boat or whatever. You're right. The restaurants being outside is kind of a pain. I will agree with that. That's definitely for sure. But I think the resort is really big. But other than that, I mean, that I really did. I fell in love with the Boardwalk. Oh, and the clown pool is super scary.
The clown pool is awesome, though. You know what? That slide is
that slide was really fun. I gotta admit, that slide was really fun. So
super slow for some reason, though. Yeah. Like there's because we did the slide at the Polynesian, or was it Yacht and Beach? Yeah, because we were there at Stormalong Bay. That slide's, of course, it's more straight.
Right.
Beach Club one is just super, or I mean, Boardwalks, the clown pool is super slow. Like I thought it was fun, but it took like a half hour to get down there.
Speaking of slow slides, we stayed at Portofino at Universal, and I did their slide that they have there, and oh my gosh, I actually stopped on the slide. That's how slow I went. I had to like scoot myself down the slide just to get to the end.
They figure if you want to go on a good slide, just go over to Volcano Bay. They got plenty.
I guess, but I was like just scooting down, pushing myself. I felt so fat at that point. I was like, oh well, look at me. I can't even get down the slide.
I don't say I'm fat. I say I'm sticky.
I'm sticky. I like that.
I'm grippy. I grip to
I'm grippy. Yes. Okay. I'm grippy.
Back in my inline speed skating days, you'd wear your grippy wheels if you had a slick floor, or you'd wear your hard wheels if you had a really tight stick.
I was definitely grippy for sure.
Grippy. All right. Arlo's got some feedback right here. He said he had the new Be Our Guest menu, and they do open the
there we go. See, so thank you.
That's why I love this show. Thank you, Arlo. They just got back. And we've got people listening at Walt Disney World right now. People back. It's awesome. Yeah. And Katie says she's still looking for an earlier reservation. Thank you, Katie. I'll sleep better tonight because I'm sweating. See, Alan's got a question. Have a reservation for Be Our Guest restaurant for lunch, but could only get a reservation for one. Is this how it's is this how it's done there, or do we pull a Len test and show up with our family of 4? I would say you're probably not going to get seated with 4 at a reservation for 1. I will say, because I know like there's certain restaurants that you cannot pull this on, and I've tried this.
Lunch is the counter service, though.
Oh, is he? Oh, he did say lunch.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't.
You still need a reservation for lunch.
Well, yeah, you do, but I don't know why they would have had a reservation for. I mean, yeah, I guess they didn't have a reservation for 4, but that's bizarre. I don't know.
You're
fine. I think
if you go try it, but
just go try it.
Don't be shocked if you get turned away.
Right. I agree. Go try to make try to see if you can get one for 4. Because as you get closer, people drop off. But if you can't, go there, ask very nicely, tell them you have a reservation. But you here's what you do. Tell them you accidentally made it for 1. You didn't know you made it for 1. You were looking at the app and you realized I accidentally made it for 1. Oh my gosh, I have a family of 4. That's what I would do. I would play dumb, but that's just me.
That's how I would totally do. I'd be like, well, I thought I needed 1 reservation for my family. But that's 1 reservation. Oh, I needed 1 for 4. Oh.
Just blame it on the fact that you thought you were doing a reservation for 1 or for 4, and I can guarantee you they'll probably help you.
Good luck. I will say though, 50s prime time, sometimes they do not let you add on. I've tried there, and they're strict. Like I don't know what it is about 50s prime time. I'm like, we got a couple of the friends. Nope, you're not getting in. I'm like, is this part of the? I think
it's gotten a little bit better over the years, though. I mean, I don't know.
All right.
I haven't tried to add at 50s though in a while, so
it happens. Quick question from Dave. Hi, Mike, Rikki, and Pam. Greetings from Chicago. But here's hoping I run into you at Ale and Compass this New Year's too. All right, on to my question. Do you have insight into when booking will open for Riviera Resort or the new Coronado Tower? This will be good. I'm going to ask Pam when she gets back next week on this one. But I was kind of shocked that as far along as they are, that there wasn't booking for 2019, late 2019. But I guess when they get to a certain point, because those things are really going up quickly, especially the Tower Coronado. But
they are, but they aren't. I mean, when you think about it,
there's a lot of inside stuff they got to do.
There's a lot of inside stuff to do. I mean, you have to get the actual frame up, and then you've got to do all the interior work. So, I mean, I bet that they have an idea of when they're wanting to open. It is supposed to open in 2019, but I think both of those, but they're probably waiting until they have a better gauge on when exactly they think that they're going to do it. They have a estimated goal date, but things can happen. It's Florida, a hurricane could come and not knock it down, but
you can't say that word anymore because we're getting into the late summer.
I know.
I lost way too much hair last year.
I know. But I'm just saying, like, something could happen weather-wise that throws them off course. There you go. Is that better, Mike? There you go. So I'm just saying, you never know. They have a date in mind, but we don't know what it is yet. So I would guess like fall, but that's just me.
Thanks, Alan. Alan, don't say you just play unintelligent. Don't play dumb. Just unintelligent. Just kind of doofy. Just like a doofus, or I don't even know. That's what my grandma used to always call me, doofus. So I don't know.
That seems worse. That seems so much worse than dumb.
I think it was grandma. My grandma was the sweetest lady ever to walk the earth.
Seems so much worse.
That was the meanest thing she probably ever uttered.
She called you a doofus. Oh my gosh.
My grandma was like the nicest lady. That was her being mean. That was. I don't know how I became from somebody so sweet because she was perfect person on. Anyway, let's get the last question today. It's about zebra domes. It's from Patrick. Hey, Mike, Rikki, and Pam. You all are awesome. My favorite Walt Disney World podcast for your kindness, warmth, and sense of community.
I'm gonna start calling Mike a doofus now on.
I'm honest, if anything else. He says he's in North Carolina, but he doesn't know how many miles away from Pam.
That's all right.
All right. Anyway, on to the question. I've heard so many good things about the zebra domes at BOMA. Do these have alcohol in them? Would they be okay for a recovering alcoholic or child to consume? And again, says, thanks, Patrick. So, you know what? They sell these suckers over at the Mara, like in the little, of course you can get them at BOMA on the dessert bar. Okay. That's what they're known for. But now because they're so popular, Disney's like, let's be smart. They put them in like a little 4-pack fridge.
I want them there.
Yeah. I do too. They're so good. And they are made with alcohol. That is correct.
That is.
They do have alcohol. But I mean, kids eat them all the time. Like, I mean, They usually don't like them though, because they're kind of got a little kind of a.
They do have a little bit of a taste.
A little bit of a taste that I don't think kids would like.
Right. I would agree with that. They do have a little bit of a taste, I will say. And I honestly, it depends on how I would say you have to be comfortable with if you like have cooked with alcohol or like with wine or things like that, eaten things that have been cooked with wine or something like that, then maybe, because it kind of cooks out a little bit. But I think because I think it's in the.
I've heard that too. I've heard that there's no alcohol. Like what I've been told with the zebra domes, like that's why kids can eat them, is that like it's cooked out. It's like not active. It's
right. I think it's in the sponge, but you can kind of taste it a little bit if you're looking for it. So I don't know. I think that's a personal thing. It depends on how how much you want to avoid alcohol to begin with. They're fine. I mean, I'm probably the biggest lightweight you've ever met, and I've never gotten like drunk off of them. So, and I've eaten 4 at a time. So
get drunk off them. I mean, I think it'd be psychological.
Like I've never, it would be psychological. Like I've never gotten, anything off of it, but like I would be the most susceptible because I don't drink ever, and I get tipsy off of like this much alcohol, and I'm like holding my fingers very close. So, I haven't gotten like tipsy off of it. So, but I think it's a personal thing, and how comfortable you are.
Here's what I would say, like if Patrick's worried because somebody he knows or he is, whatever, it doesn't matter. But the thing is, if you're asking the question, I wouldn't say they're good that I would ever chance anything over a chocolate treat. There's
agreed.
Walt Disney World, there's so many other awesome, very good
treats.
Substitute it with something that doesn't have any alcohol, period.
I would agree with that. I mean, I think that there are lots of other things on the Boma buffet that are just as delicious. So you're not missing out completely if you avoid them. So
nope. I wouldn't exactly say that.
Yes, I would get drunk on zebra domes if anything was going to happen. Yes,
definitely a kid, Richard. That's why you don't like them, because it got it. All right, well, that's going to do it for today's listener questions. Thanks so much for the live questions in the chat, for the questions in the inbox to MikeBRGuestPodcast.com. Thanks for joining us live here. And if you want to join us live next week, we'll be here Monday at around 5:30 Eastern. You can get in on the fun. But don't forget, today's podcast has been brought to you by our friends at virtualmickey.com, home of great iPhone apps like Theme Park News, Disney Edition. And, when you get up in the morning, you got that smartphone right there in your hand instead of, just reading the cereal box or, the Eggo Lego or whatever waffle box while you're having breakfast. Pull out the smartphone and check out this great news. Rikki, what are we reading about this week?
It's great. You didn't even have to vamp this time. I was ready for you. So, right? Okay. So starting on August 13th, guests can take part in one of two, count them, two, new Festival of the Lion King signature dining packages. Both options include a 3-course lunch or dinner at Tiffin's, yum, along with reserved priority seating at Festival of the Lion King. The Tier 1 package includes a reserved VIP seating of the show, as well as a commemorative cast photo and a specially guided safari. Now, I'm not entirely sure if that's a special safari or if that is here's a fast pass for Kilimanjaro safaris. I'm not entirely sure which one that is yet. So
disappointing.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm not quite sure which one it is. It would be really cool if you got the really one of the cool guided tours, though. That would be really awesome.
Well, how hard is that? They just throw you in a Jeep, with like in this.
Well, I guess it depends on how many people book Tier 1, though. I mean, you can't, those vehicles can only hold so many people. So
I will say, my wife and I both said after our recent trip, Festival of the Lion King, one of the sleeper things to do at Disney World. It's awesome. You go in there and it's fun. It's a great show.
It is. So Tier 1 is $99 per adult and $49 per child, age 3 to 9. Tier 2, however, includes priority reserve seating at Festival of the Lion King, and just that, and as well as dinner, or lunch, no extras. That one is $74 per adult and $29 per child, age 3 to 9. And if you're on the dining plan, then you can use the Disney dining plan for that. It is 2 table service credits for Tier 2 only, though. So not Tier 1. You don't get to use the dining plan for Tier 1. And tax and gratuities are not included on this. And Festival of the Lion King signature dining packages will only be available daily from August 13th until November 21st. I'm assuming this is just a test. Yes. If the test goes well, they will roll it out. So for more
every performance in every park. But it's a test.
Yes. So it's just a test. So don't fear if you're like going in December and you were like, oh, I wanted to book the Festival of Lion King 90 package. Chances are you'll still be able to do it. It's just right now they're just seeing how it goes. And I can guarantee you it'll probably be very popular. Anytime they get extra money off of something that they weren't, getting money off of before, they'll usually keep it around.
If you're on the deluxe dining plan, though, this would be an option because you got 3 credits per day. I might do something like that.
That's true. That's a good point. Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, the thing is, Disney's getting more creative in these things they're doing. Like that package they put together. I can't remember the name of it, but that week of Labor Day where you got
that was cool.
Some time in Toy Story Land. I mean, like they're getting creative, and I like that because I don't need to book it. But man, I was even tempted by that.
I know. It was kind of cool.
I can't go down there then.
No.
Oh, it kill me. I got to stay home and work.
Yes.
But anyway, so all this great stuff. Theme Park News Disney Edition, free iOS app. Check it out today over at virtualmickey.com. Please continue to use the Amazon affiliate link. Again, back to school time. Who wants to fight the crowds at Walmart and Target? You get those shoes and those spiral notebooks, pencils, get Elmer's glue. I'm a former teacher. Don't buy the cheap stuff. Get the good Crayola crayon.
That's right. You got to get the good
ones.
No, you got to get the good crayons. Crayola all the way. No.
Yeah, exactly. Ticonderoga pencils. I know, it's like, oh, I could save a little money here. Your kid, this is their office supplies. Get the good stuff, but
but it's more fun to color with the Crayolas. I'm just saying.
Exactly. And you got those sharpener in the back and all that good stuff.
Yes.
I don't even know.
I don't know.
Anyway, so, and I might be going back to teaching soon too. So I'll fill you in on that. But so Amazon, just get it all delivered to your house and support the podcast at the same time. BeOurGuestPodcast.com.
Say those things and then leave me hanging. All right, whatever.
All right. So give us a follow on social media, Instagram and Twitter at Be Our Guest Mike. We've got a great Facebook page at facebook.com/Be Our Guest Podcast. And of course, Be Our Guest Pod as well for both of those accounts.
Yes.
They're growing and they're a lot of fun. So
they are.
Very, very much. All right. We're going to be back on Friday talking about just kind of a potpourri of Disney topics. Rikki's going to talk about her recent trip. Mm-hmm. I'm going to talk about some of the stuff I haven't gotten to still from my July trip. And just maybe some Disney news and notes, just having a good time hanging out, getting us ready for the weekend. So for Rikki and Pam, I'm Mike, wishing you a great Wednesday. Time to head back to work, and we'll see you real soon.
Ta-da!
Hello, Facebook and Mixler.
Eventually YouTube, because that's where this is going. And so for those who don't know, who are listening to this on Facebook or Mixler, we have a YouTube page. So go check it out. It's this, but it's
I'm looking at putting this on like broadcasting at the same time live to Twitch.
Oh, we're getting fancy now. Look at this.
And I'm going to invent my straw holder that's going to go on your belt. So everywhere you go in 2019 at Walt Disney World, you'll just whip out your own straw. Just be like, I got a straw right here. Mike, you're not too late. We're getting ready to do a second show.
Yay, we're getting ready.
Let's do a second show just for Mike.
All right, that sounds like a plan. I'm good.
Brought to you by Taco Bell.
No, it's not.
Brought to you by the chili cheese burrito.
Oh, I'm kind of curious if that's good.
Oh, it's so good.
No, not that. I'm not talking about your chili cheese burrito. I'm talking about the iced vanilla bean coconut milk latte from Starbucks. I know you don't drink that. I do. No, it won't. I'll be fine. I've been drinking coffee since I was like 2. That's probably why I don't have any height.
Stunt your growth.
Yeah, well, I'm not growing anymore. I might be growing this way, clearly, from not being able to get down the slide.
I'm getting wider. All right, so
oh man.
No special at Taco Bell. I'm just gonna go through. I think it's raining. My phone keeps going off. Like Weather Channel tells me it's getting ready to rain. I got the top off and the doors off the Jeep.
Oh no!
I don't have to do all that stuff just to get something to eat. All right, so we'll just talk about.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'll get this.
So it's 1366. Here we go. Welcome to episode 1366 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Friday to you. Thank you so much, as always, for coming on back and kicking off the weekend a little bit early with some fun Disney talk. Can't wait to talk about Rikki's recent trip, my recent trip, some news and notes. We're going to have a great time. And hey, by the way, I'm heading out to KC, Kansas City this weekend to see the Cardinals and the Royals on Saturday. So if you happen to be out there at the Royals game, I know 2 great baseball teams this year. This was my Father's Day present back in June. Things were a little bit different. I was expecting to see Mustakas, and I get to see Salvi. That'll be fun. And my Cardinals. So I love the K. So if you're going to be out there, I hear Matt Parrish is going to be at the game on Saturday too. Rumor has it. So come see the Missouri Podcast Consortium right there at the K on Saturday night at the ball game. But anyway, we're going to talk Disney today. Have a good time. Rikki's joining me from a DisneyWorldAfterAll.com, touringplans.com, and The Mouse for Less. Happy Friday, Rikki. What's up?
Happy Friday. I've got a very busy weekend in store. My in-laws are coming to town, so I get to have fun with them, taking them all over the great city of Atlanta this weekend. So that's going to be
Varsity. Really... Is that the place to go?
No, I don't like the Varsity. I think it's overrated, and I know I'm going to get tons of hate mail for that. But seriously, the Varsity is totally overrated. I guess maybe I need to go back. Didn't think it was as good as they say it is. So I'm just no.
Is it like a burger joint? That's what it is, right? Burgers and hot dogs.
I think it's hot dogs. Yeah, stuff like that. So I don't know. I thought it was overrated, but it has been a while since I've been there, so maybe I should give it another shot. But no, not going there. We're probably gonna go. There's a city called Dahlonega that we go to. They have like flea markets and they have wine tasting stuff and stuff like that. So we'll probably go to that, and we'll probably do some shopping and stuff like that. I gotta get my nails did. So my mother-in-law and I always go and get pedicures and stuff like that. It's just kind of a tradition. So
yeah,
I'm excited.
I'm gonna have a more fun weekend than you. I don't want to do flea markets or pedicures. I'm just saying.
See, those things sound exciting to me. I guess I'm a little old lady at heart, but it's fine. And 8 cats. I mean, I do have the cat right here, so he says hello. But yeah,
cat lady.
You know, Disney has a shirt. Speaking of things that they have a shirt that says Disney Cat Lady now, and I was somewhat tempted to buy it, and then I said, no, I'm not walking around. I'm not buying that. So I didn't, but yeah.
You might have that. It might show up. I'm just saying. That's
they do have a Disney Cat Lady shirt, and I was just, yeah.
And you know what? So that was your first hot take.
No, we're not doing hot takes. This is not hot takes.
I thought we were talking about doing hot takes.
No, we're not doing hot takes. No.
But I guess we're not.
No.
Yeah, so you said the Varsity is overrated.
Yeah, that's my hot take right there. Varsity, hot take, overrated.
All right, so shout out to Michaela in the chat, one of our big fans there. We love our 10-year-old fans. So thanks. Make sure Mike keeps listening, Daddy Mike. All right, so let's talk about your recent trip. You just got back. You went down, and so let's do some highlights, because I'll talk a few about mine, a few about yours. So go for it.
So I went down to celebrate my birthday. So
40th birthday.
No, I am not 40. Thank you very much. Definitely not 40. I'm still in my 30s. So we're good. But anyway, so we did that. So for my birthday, we decided to kind of splurge a little bit, and we stayed at, I know I'm going to say the bad word first. We stayed at Universal.
So bad. I enjoyed it.
Okay, all right, good. Well, we stayed at the Loews Portifino hotel.
I can't believe that. That's like the most deluxe of the on-site resorts. Rikki, what is happening to you?
It was so nice. Let me tell you. Oh my gosh. So for those who don't know, the Portofino Hotel is kind of themed around Italy. So it's super themed. Let me tell you right now, like, it is high caliber themed resorts. It feels like you're in Italy. I mean, granted, I haven't been to Italy, but what I would assume that Italy feels like, they have.
I can imagine it would ever be.
Exactly. They have like boats out on the water, to kind of mimic the fact that there would be boats in like Venice and that kind of thing. They have tons of great restaurants. It's got a great open air piazza. It's just, so fantastic. So great. I will admit, our room was pretty far down there, so it's definitely a big hotel. And it was a nice room. It was very large, so for those who are needing kind of a larger room, definitely you'll be fine here. It has maybe in the need of a refurb. It's kind of got it feels a lot like old Key West in the rooms. It's got the like the shutters and the bathtub, like that kind of thing. So maybe it needs a little bit of a refurb. But overall, like,
say Pam has been here for a couple weeks, but a zhuzh.
Yes, it needs a zhuzh, definitely. But I mean, overall, it was a really nice room. There were 4 of us in the room. It was my brother and his boyfriend, and then Brian and I, and we had no trouble. Like there was plenty of room for all four of us, so that was good. The hotel has some great pools. The one pool is got like a beach to it, and it's got sand, and you can kind of build sandcastles and stuff like that. Just super relaxed, chill. I mean, it is a great place to go if you're just wanting to kind of relax in the ambiance of just beautifulness. I mean, seriously, that's what it is. It is gorgeous. Like it is, you're right, it is high end feeling, but it's not stuffy. It's not stuffy. I didn't feel like it was stuffy. So.
No, I didn't stay there, but we had dinner there. We went to that pizza. Well, actually, it was just the Italian restaurant right there off the piazza.
Yeah.
So good. I can't remember the name of it. It was so good. I'll have to have Pam remind us. But
yeah.
And you're right. I mean, it is definitely, when you're out there, man, the theme is 100% spot. Yes. I mean, I haven't been in Italy either, but I mean, it's like, again, it's kind of like Riverside. It's like walking through a postcard. It is just
absolutely
you're immersed. It's large. It's huge.
I was just taking pictures everywhere because it was so beautiful. You know, I just couldn't stop taking photos and being like, this would be a good photo and this would be a good photo. You know, so it's so gorgeous. A couple of other things. If you are staying there, they do have boat transportation to City Walk, and then of course the theme parks. So that's good. So if you are going there, you can walk, but I would definitely take the boat transportation. It's so easy to use their transportation as far as that goes. And it was just great. You do get express pass, unlimited express pass with Portofino, which is also a very nice perk. Let me tell you, because I mean, you can go on a ride and then decide you want to go on it again, and you can. So express pass, unlimited allows you to get on those rides so fast. And, we were able to do most of the two parks in one day because of the unlimited express, which is really handy. Another thing at Universal that I just kind of, want to let people know, because, people are planning Universal vacations. They do have a refillable mug that is actually at the theme park. Brian took advantage of this like crazy. Let me tell you, it was a really good value overall. It's a little bit taller than the Disney mugs, so keep that in mind. But it works with the Coke Freestyle machines, and they have Coke Freestyle machines everywhere.
Here's the thing. I think I've said this on the podcast before. If I ever become president, those things are going to be illegal because they bog you down. Like
they do.
Need some spigots and put my soda under there, man. Oh, they have them at Firehouse Subs around here, and it's like,
I agree.
Get a soda. It's going to be 10 minutes because
if you want to figure out what you're getting,
crazy soda like a diet purple, green, lime, gluten-free soda or something.
That's true. I don't think it's gluten-free. But anyway, so I think but I agree with you in that sense. And, I'm usually just getting water out of them anyway. So like that part I get, it's kind of frustrating, especially because I have to pick like 15 buttons to get to the water button. But, but the mug is definitely it's totally worth it. I love that they have it for in the theme parks, which is so big. Because obviously, we could just refill all the time, and we had something to drink all the time, and it was hot. I mean, really hot there. So we definitely took advantage of the water rides, got soaked on all of them. Thankfully, I had a poncho, so that was also helpful. I mean, I would absolutely take advantage of that refillable mug. While I was at Universal, I saw the Universal news show, this Cinematic Celebration, I think is what it is. It's their nighttime show. It had just opened right before we got there. It is fantastic. I'm just gonna tell you this right now. It is so good. It is worth staying for the whole day at Universal to see the show. I absolutely loved it. They have some spaces where you can go stand in the Central Park area. Make sure you get there about 45 minutes early if you're wanting to be on the ledge. If you don't care as much, you can get there about a half an hour early or so. That's what we did. I wish we would have gotten there maybe the 15 minutes extra, but it's a fantastic show. They have scenes from, of course, Harry Potter. They have scenes from Can't Stop the Feeling from Trolls, which, as you all know, I very much enjoyed that part because in love with Justin Timberlake. So, I very much like that part. They have Fast and Furious. They have Jurassic World. They have Kung Fu Panda, just tons of great little vignettes in the show. It lasts about 15 minutes or so. It was excellent, really good, very well done show. So the team at Universal Creative did a fantastic job with that show. So I absolutely suggest seeing it. And I will have a overview video coming for The Mouse for Less on the YouTube page coming soon. Last thing we did at Universal, so that y'all don't have to hear Universal talk as much anymore. But I figured I'd get it out of the way first.
Because the chat room's going crazy. Hurry!
I know. But like I said, there are people who are interested. We tried Voodoo Donut, which also just opened recently, and I will tell you, there are definitely lines to get in this place. So you will have to wait in line probably a good 20 minutes just to get donuts, but they are really good donuts. I have to say they're fantastic. If you like those specialty kind of crazy concoction donuts, it's worth, making the stop for. So, and last thing we did eat at NBC Sports Grill, and that was my first time eating there. The food was really good. We got the nachos, which were huge. I split them with Brian, and there was still enough for my brother and his boyfriend to eat some nachos too, and they had their own meals. So and I gotta say, it was a really reasonably priced meal. So I had no problems with NBC. I thought it was really good too.
Yeah, when we were down there for the agent education program, we got divided into 3 groups and went to 3 different restaurants for dinner, and some of the agents went to NBC. I didn't get to go there. I was kind of disappointed because I'm like the sports guy, and I'm
right, of course, yeah.
I got the Italian place. We had Italian at the place at Portofino. Then the next we had the Italian place at City Walk.
Yes,
very good.
Yes,
I can't complain. I love my pastas. So, but yeah, I've only heard good things. So, and in Voodoo Donuts, we had those as well. They were really good, really good. But we have, I think most towns nowadays have, like a strange donuts. That's like a big thing in St. Louis, some kind of crazy donuts that have like cheeseburgers inside of them,
Okay, they don't have cheeseburgers here, but yes. But they're very good, and of course they have their their famous brand of donut. So if you're looking to kind of get some deliciousness, take it back to your hotel room and have it for breakfast the next morning. It's a fantastic thing to do because that's what we did. So
all right, so tell me you went to Walt Disney World at some point.
I did go to Walt Disney World at some point during this trip. I promise. So a couple things I kind of want to go over is Disney has actually introduced a brand new KidCot Fun Stop stations. They are
Ziploc.
Yes, they're sponsored by Ziploc. They are very different than the old ones. The old one was Duffy. And as fun as Duffy was, once you got one Duffy, and colored it, like there wasn't really a whole lot to do with it besides go and get stamps from all the other countries, from the country. So I can understand why they would upgrade, and it is a major upgrade. So you go to each country and you get different cards from each stop. And the card has some fun facts about that country on it. It also has a spot for the cast member to do a little doodle or, stamp or whatever. So that's still in effect with these new cards.
I love when they like write their name or something in their language, because especially languages that are non, Anglo or, just like our letters, I feel like Phoenicians or something, but like,
right.
That's cool.
Yeah, well, and since it was my birthday and I had on the birthday button, speaking of that, Universal does have birthday buttons. So if you're going to Universal, you can pick up one too there. So I didn't know that. So that was kind of nice. But since I had my birthday button on, like a lot of them would write like happy birthday or do, specific like little cute birthday greetings on the little card that they had. Then on the back side of the KidCot card is actually like, I want to say like a little coloring page type situation. So it's got kind of animation artwork, of something that you can doodle and color in. And it's nice because then that gives you a reason to stop and color at each of the KidCot Fun Stops now. So instead of coloring like half of a Duffy at each one, you actually get to color the back of a full sheet, and then you can move on to the next, country, and you do that, as you move on. They also had stickers for us. I'm not sure if that's going to be something that they do all the time, or if that was just something that we had, that was just, something that they all had this time. But then it all goes in a Ziploc bag that they give you. If you collect all 11 countries, there is a prize at the end. So I guess if you show them, hey, I've got all of them, they will give you something at the end. So that's kind of nice.
It's an annual pass?
It is not. No, it's a postcard. So I'm sorry, I gave it away. Spoiler.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. But yeah, it was I very much enjoyed the KidCot stops this time. I think that that they've done a good job, and it gives the kids, I think it gives the kids a reason to go back, because, you know, like I said, to each country, because like I said with Duffy, I mean, you know, once you colored it, you probably colored it all at the first stop. I mean, for the most part.
Here's what we did with Paige, and we came up with this. I mean, I thought it was a great idea. Like, Disney should have adopted this, but we made her, because we went around to all 11 countries, and typically we do it over 2 or 3 days, because we, you know, be down there for 7-8 days.
Right.
The hardest thing was trying to remember to bring Duffy back to Epcot, because like the whole thing was, it was cool if she took it for all 3 days. A lot of times she'd have like 3 not finished Duffys,
right.
But we'd make her colored just like 1/11 of the Duffy, you know, or 10% of it, and she had to use the colors of that country's flag.
Yeah, I like that.
It's just kind of like a calico looking, or, you know, a hodgepodge looking Duffy. It was really abstract. It was really cool because it made her learn kind of the country's flag colors, and
I like that. And it's nice too, because the new KidCot, you know, swag is definitely easier to throw in a bag or whatever. You know, Duffy was so weirdly shaped, and it's on a stick, and
exactly jab you put in your backpack and sit on the bus, and it jam you in the nose.
Exactly. So I like this much better. And if you do get in a torrential downpour like we got in, your bag is safe, because, you know, it's a Ziploc bag, so everything stays dry. So that was nice. So yeah, so we did that. Of course, we did Toy Story Land again, and I gotta say, it rained pretty much the entire time we were there in Walt Disney World. So again, I was in Toy Story Land while it was pouring rain. This ended up being a very sad day for Rikki, because Rikki rode Slinky Dog Dash at the end of the night. Like, literally, we hightailed it there, got in line 2 minutes before the ride closed, and the heavens broke loose, and it just started pouring while we were sitting in line. And so, of course, we still wanted to ride Slinky Dog Dash, because Brian hadn't been on it yet at this point. So I said, well, we'll just go on. Buckets, just so drenched. And then we had to walk out of Hollywood Studios, you know, from the very back of the park, and there's nowhere to like go. And Hollywood, you know, in Toy Story Land, obviously we've talked about this, there's no shelter, so we had to get out of there. I had my umbrella. The umbrella did squat, because I mean, it was coming. It was coming in just everywhere. And I've never been that wet in my entire, like, it was like I just dumped a bucket of water on my head, and just, that was it. Like, I mean, I was sopping wet by the time we got. Matter of fact, they ended up closing the boat, because we were stopped at the yacht club, because we had a lunch, and it was just like, by the time we tried to get there, and they actually had to close down the boat because of the lightning. And we were on our way to the Swan and Dolphin, and they basically said, well, you can stay on, but we don't know when we're gonna get to run anytime soon, because the lightning was just, you know, really, really bad. So we actually got off, and I mean, it was just drenched the whole rest of the way. It was just terrible. So yeah, that was kind of miserable, I gotta admit.
Joanne in the chat says, our good friend Joanne Griffith says they got a retractable awning on Wednesday. They live right next to the Magic Kingdom, and so it hasn't rained since.
Of course.
You know, it's a Toy Story Lands. They need a retract, like the you know, ballparks. They need a retractable
awnings. I like that idea. So
do it.
Yes. So the big thing that we did on this trip, though, because it was my birthday, was we did the Keys to the Kingdom tour. This is my first official, like, well, I take that back. It's the first official tour that I've gone on that's still a tour. Really, you know, because I did the Segway tour a long time ago, and they don't have that anymore. So this was my first like Magic Kingdom tour, which was really fun. For those who don't know, the Keys to the Kingdom tour, they teach you about the 4 keys of, you know, the Walt Disney Company, and then they show you where those 4 keys are being used throughout the park. So, you know, you start on Main Street, and they go through and they show you the different places there, and then they take you to, you know, finally you get to Frontierland. We got to go into the the parade barn, which was really cool because I hadn't, seen that before, and that was really awesome because I know you guys get to see it when you run past it. But
all the time, but it's neat to see it when you're not having to like sweat.
Right, that's true. And it was really cool though because they had out the Halloween party floats and then the Christmas party floats too because they're getting ready for that. Because like I said, we have like a week and a half.
By the way, happy Halloween, everybody!
Yeah, happy Halloween. So that was really cool to see. And then we got to have lunch. Lunch was actually at Pecos Bill's. I know that sometimes it differs, so I'll just keep that in mind.
Yeah. A lot of times at Columbia Harbor House.
It was at Pecos Bill's, but then the interesting thing was when Brian was actually on the phone, because Brian booked this for me for my birthday. They said it was at Liberty True Tavern, and I was like, "What? That doesn't seem right." I would have very much enjoyed Liberty True Tavern for my lunch, but I thought that was kind of odd. So yeah, it was not Liberty True Tavern; it was actually Pecos Bill's. But yeah, so that was really good. They have like a buffet type situation, so you can have all the toppings that you want, just like if you went out. And you get guacamole on this buffet, so yeah, buddy.
I love some guac.
And then you go down into the utilidors, which was really cool to get to do that as well, and see the behind the scenes stuff that you don't normally get to see.
Well, let me ask you this, because again, for Disney fans, until you've done something, you have a mind's eye picture of exactly what you think something's going to look like. You've seen them online, probably pictures and videos and so forth. What was the impression of the utilidors as opposed to what you were expecting when you got down there?
They are definitely so. I have worked in a hotel before, and it's kind of like
utilidors,
huh?
With utilidors,
it's kind of like the backstage at a hotel. I'll be perfectly honest, because on stage, the front of the hotel is very glitzy, very pretty, and then you get back behind, the front desk and everything, and it's like bare bones, white walls and gray flooring, and it's just very basic. And so it's kind of like that if you have ever been in a place where the front half is very glitzy and glamorous, and then you go in the back half and it's like, oh, this is what it actually is. So yeah, it's but I really like how, obviously, because it's so vast, they have the different colors painted on the wall to show you where you are, which is cool. They have signs up everywhere also telling you where you are, because you can get lost so easy down there. Yeah, so that was really cool. It was really cool to see kind of
did they show you that place with all the pins, like the trading pins down
there? Yes, they did. Yes.
Nuts.
Yes, that is nuts. So
I'm not even a pin guy, and that was crazy.
That is crazy, yeah. So, but that was really cool. And I very much enjoyed the tour. If you have ever thought about doing a tour, I would absolutely say you should do this tour for sure. I thought it was really good.
That's a good analogy though, because when I worked at Jamestown Mall back in the day for 3 weeks, when I worked at Chick-fil-A,
right, of course we've had this discussion. Yes.
Well, they had those. They had the kind of like the tunnels where you take the trash out between the stores. Kind of like long hallways. Those were kind of like, they were like above ground utilidors. And
exactly. Yes, exactly. Yeah. And then the last thing I'll just talk about, because we don't talk about it very often, is we actually did go to Flame Tree Barbecue at Animal Kingdom. I just like to mention it because, as we kind of mentioned on the Listener Question Show, everybody talks about Satuli Canteen and going to Satuli Canteen, and it is delicious. But let me tell you, I very much enjoyed my meal at Flame Tree Barbecue. It was fantastic. I had the mac and cheese with the pulled pork on top, and then 2 giant onion rings. Oh, it was so good. Such a good meal. Such a good meal.
Oh, I can tear it right now.
It was such a good meal. So I absolutely suggest, if you haven't been to Flame Tree Barbecue in a while, you absolutely want to go there. We sat by the water, which was so nice. Had got to overlook Everest. And it was beautiful. So yeah, we had a good trip.
Before we wrap up your little part of the trip, just give a little piece of advice for somebody that's going down for like a quick weekend. Like you went down for like a weekend birthday trip, like a little bonus trip, because that happens. You get an annual pass, maybe you get an opportunity to get a cheap flight, maybe you can drive down. You're in the Southeast. Like, what have you learned? Because you do these all the time, but I mean, you see everything. So what have you learned? Like, how do you make them?
This trip was actually supposed to be a week. Brian and I, when we had booked this trip, we were going to go down and celebrate my birthday and do just a full week, because we didn't have any like vacation that we were taking this year at the time. And then we booked the cruise to Canada. And so that quickly took it from a week to a weekend. So, you're right. We have done these weekend trips frequently. Obviously, we know we're not going to get everything done. I mean, that's just plain and simple. We're never going to get everything. But we did hit, all 4 parks. And of course, we hit up, Universal as well. I think having the park hopper, and the ability to park hop for both Universal as well as Disney is going to be key in that situation. Just because you do want to fit in as much as you possibly can in a short period of time. So a park hopper is going to be absolutely important if you don't have an annual pass. We do some counter service. We do some table service. We don't do like a table service every meal. I will say we did do Kona on my birthday. I was kind of disappointed in Kona, I'm sorry to say, but we had an awesome cast member waiter. He was fantastic. I had mentioned that I had gotten sick the trip before when we were there for Toy Story Land's opening, and I'd actually gotten sick when I came back because I always get sick after I come back from Disney, it seems like. And when I mentioned it to him, he not only brought a little bowl of fruit to me so that I could get some, vitamin C and stuff like that, but he
gets scurvy down there.
He also brought me Pog juice, which was like, I didn't ask for it, but he's like, this is full of vitamin C. And I'd actually never had Pog juice before, because I don't like orange juice. And I don't like a lot of like fruity flavors like that. So, but since he brought it and it was, free for me, I was like, okay, I'll try the Pog juice. I actually really liked it. So I was quite impressed. So I drank the Pog juice, and I gotta say, I didn't get sick this time.
Oh, that's a trick. You need to pack some.
So yeah, so that's the trick right there. Drink Pog juice and you won't get sick when you come back from Walt Disney World. But yeah, I mean, really, we just kind of go with the flow. I mean, that's really what we do is go with the flow. Like I said, it poured, a good amount of time that we were there. We just had, umbrellas and, just donned it and went and did some fun stuff. And, that's kind of what we do is we just go and we just have fun and enjoy our time. So
it's all about, really.
It is. It's not as like structured, which is kind of nice. So
sometimes you go in with your expectations, and by now, if you're listening to the show, you have realistic expectations of what you will or will not get done for the most part. Of course, we shoot a little high sometimes and don't hit all those things, but you got to realize, a lot of those things are gravy. You get to do the fun stuff. You get to be around the people you like. And that's kind of the transition I want to make, is that the things I'm going to say is I'm glancing through my pictures from, last month's trip are pretty obvious. And the first thing is, if you've never had this opportunity to go with friends, I know going with family, especially your immediate family, if you're just going on vacation with your family before, we did that for years and we had the best times. We got pictures, we got memories, we talk about it all the time. But as the podcast grew and as we had the opportunity to go, like, we traveled with Rikki and Brian, we traveled with Pam, Hannah, and Steve, and the Gardners, and the Griffiths, and we see everybody down there. And the thing is that, it turns into such a different feel for your vacation. It becomes less about the attraction shows and all that stuff. It becomes more about the meals, because the meals are times where you're just sitting around a table, having a good time, eating and sharing, catching up. It's like Thanksgiving every day of your trip.
That's true.
And so, people that haven't had that chance to, maybe drag some friends down there and, maybe do 4 or 5 days together at Walt Disney World, it is such a different feel to your trip, but it's so much fun. So
it is.
Because I know, Rikki, you've seen that over the years too. It's cool because but I used to be so commando, get this done, get that done. And now it's like, we will go a day and just do 2 or 3 attractions. And like, at the end of the night, I'm like watching the fireworks. I'm like, man, that's the best day ever.
Right. Yeah, no, it's true. It's hard to, get to go with friends. And I get that, different schedules and stuff like that. And you actually have to have friends that you like, and can handle all the time, because trust me, I've done trips with friends that are not you guys. And, you think you're good friends, whatever, you have a, good rapport normally. And then you go on a vacation with that person and you're like, whoa, this is not what I expected.
Right. That's a good warning though. You're right. We're lucky that we all kind of have that bond of Disney.
Exactly. So make sure, just know that sometimes it's not always all, sunshine and rainbows, but most of the time it is. And if you ever have those moments where, things start to get a little heated, just maybe step away for a little bit from your friend. But yeah, I mean, I gotta say, going on those trips with friends has really been they've been some of the best trips that I've taken. I mean, hands down, 100%. You know, just I love getting to go with my family, and don't get me wrong, it's great getting to go with my family too. But there is something special about getting to go with friends that you care about and love, because you know I always say your friends are your chosen family. You know, you choose them most of the time, and so you know, it's just one of those things where you get to, because you've chosen them, you get to be around people that you truly, you know, really enjoy their time and company. So
absolutely. Like you said, you don't have to be together 24/7. Like there were nights where like some of the, you know, like Pam and Steve, Elizabeth and Scott went, you know, to like a fancy dinner at California. We decided not to go. We hung with the girls. We went to the park, you know, so, and that was fun. You know, we got to mix and match. But some other things, sometime when you get a chance, right out of Thunderstorm at Nomad Lounge out on the area. That is awesome. You know, these are the things you might not think of, and that's turned a negative into a gigantic positive. That was cool. We did that. Don't miss live entertainment at Walt Disney World. You know this, but a lot of times I rush past it. And this time I made a point to, there were 2 or 3 times we were in the studios and Streetmosphere was kind of coming out and getting going with like a bachelor game or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, and it was hot. It was hot. I mean, smoking hot on Sunday.
I've been there,
2:00 in the afternoon. But the thing was, like, I love those shows. They're such good actors. And it was so funny. I'm busting a gut. And if you're missing that, you're missing the Walt Disney World experience, because it's about the cast members, it's about the entertainment. And that is some of the best entertainment you'll find, because you're not going to see that at home. You're not going to see it on TV. It's live. It's comedy with the, you know, you might be in it. You don't even know. Like they might drag you in there.
It's true.
God, they're so funny. So do that. These kind of like little cold takes because they're not even that hot, but
they're not that hot.
You know what? I've had an annual pass for the last few years. And one of the great perks of an annual pass is Memory Maker. And the thing is if you're going for anything longer than a weekend, man, I know Memory Maker's $169 if you buy it early, almost $200 if you buy it at Walt Disney World. But wow, you know, they're getting really good with this. The pictures you get when you come home are awesome. You get videos, you get little, like in Toy Story Land, it's like a frame that has an animation of like Rex and the potato head, you know, like down under it, looking up at you, you know, and this is just going to keep expanding and expanding. You get your on ride photos that, yeah, I can't believe I'm saying this. I know,
I can't either, because at one point you would not have said these words. So
I still can't believe I'm saying like $169 for pictures is worth it. But I mean, again, what are your memories worth?
Yeah, it's true.
Another thing I'll say, because I'm just trying to throw in some random thoughts. I don't know if I did this subliminally or if I did this intentionally. I don't think I did it intentionally, but I picked 3 of the best resorts for a runner to stay at. I stayed at Coronado Springs. Awesome place to run. It's about a mile loop around the resort, and it's fun because you're running around a lago or, you know, lake there, and you're also kind of going through the ranchos and the casitas, and you're seeing people the whole time, which makes it fun. Great place to run. Yacht Club and Beach Club. We stayed at Yacht Club, so that's a great place to run around Yacht Beach and Boardwalk. You can run down to the studios and back and so forth. And we stayed at Riverside, another great place to run, where you could run from Riverside to French Quarter and back, about a mile loop there. So you know, I think also Wilderness Lodge to Fort Wilderness is a great place to run. Also Pop Century around Hourglass Lake is a great place to run. But, you know, there's some resorts where I've stayed and it's like, it's challenge, like the All-Stars. Gotta run around the parking lot. You know, you can run around the resort a little bit, but it's not the best. You get a lot of traffic. Animal Kingdom Lodge, there's nowhere to run there. You know, it's a tough place. Treadmills really there.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, the thing is, if you're exercising and you want to get out there and run, those are some great choices to think about. Also, I got to say this, and I don't know if I talk about the lizards enough on the podcast, because I know not everybody's a runner, and there's a lot of people that aren't, and I don't want to kill you with the running talk. I like to run. I do it every day.
No, you like to run?
Well, it's the means to it. I like to eat.
Yeah. So, I like to eat too, but I don't run.
I don't talk about the lizards enough on the podcast. I just want to spend just a couple minutes here and to say I love you guys, and you guys inspire me so much. Everybody who gets out there and puts in a mile, or 2 or 3, you know, once a week, twice a week, whatever it is, walking, running. I love that we have a team that is so supportive of each other, because I see the posts all the time on the group. Right now we're doing an August selfie challenge, and I love seeing those pictures, how creative they are, how people are helping each other with injuries and with equipment and with, you know, just encouragement to get out there and go. You guys are amazing. I don't talk about you enough on the podcast. I want to say that today, but here's one thing I noticed. This is crazy. Again, 5 years ago, not a chance. I ran every morning of my run, all but 2. So it was 10 mornings. All but 2 of the mornings, somebody knew me, like said, "Hey, you're Go Lizards out here." Like, I'm like, are you kidding me? Like I know there's like 1,400 some people on the Lizards, and a lot of people listen to the podcast, but 80% of my runs, 8 out of the 10 days, either somebody said, "Hey, Mike," when I was running by, or somebody's like, "Go Lizards." And I'm just like, what? I mean, what are the chances? Like, awesome. You're at the resort, you're at that time, but it is so encouraging to see that, because, the thing is, we are a team, we call the podcast a family, and we're truly that.
Yes.
But the running squad is definitely a team, because a team loves each other, sacrifices for each other, and everybody succeeds together. Like, no one person's bigger than the team, and the team struggles, and the team's only as strong as its weakest link. And it's just amazing. We do such great things. We raise money for Give Kids the World. People donate, we get out there and see all these people running for great causes. Thank you for being a Lizard. I don't say that near enough on the podcast, but you guys are amazing. And I noticed that, our running team is something. When you're out there and people are like, "Go Lizards." I'm like, it's like June 29th and I'm just running around, at Riverside or something, it's like, this is so weird, but it's so awesome too. Cause then I'd be like, I got to run faster. Somebody knows me and they're watching. Don't walk now, man, do it on the mile. So, it's that kind of fun stuff. But, I think the thing is, Rikki, and we'll kind of wrap this up, but I don't want to go too long here on a Friday, but the thing about Disney is that as many times as we've gone, you've talked about how many you've gone, countless weekend trips, you've gone long trips, you've done cruises, you're getting ready to cruise to Canada.
I'm so excited about this. I can't even tell you.
The thing is too, is like, I've done cruises, I've gone to World so many times, different times. One other thing I want to throw in, just kind of a quick take. Summer is not that busy. It's not like it's so crowded you can't do it. We were there June 28th to July 12th or something like that, and the crowds were not bad. We didn't wait long. We had some fast passes, but we got there early. We had a good we didn't feel like it was crowded, so we were fine. But the thing is, we've gone many times, and I know that our listeners have gone many times, and the bottom line to me, and this is what I want you to think about here over the weekend, is that a Disney trip is truly what you make of it. The thing is that you can stress yourself out. And I know it's really hard for a first timer, a second timer, a third timer, because Disney trips are expensive. I wish they weren't so expensive. But the thing is that, we can't really worry. The cost is what it is. It is what it is. We can't change that. That's something that we just got to save up. We got to sacrifice in other areas of our life. I don't like to have to do it, but I do. I live in a small house. That's one of those things. I like the experience. So I trade off that for other things. But the thing is, when I get there, my mindset and my expectations are going to determine how much fun I have. I can stress out about, this piece of trash here, or, that light bulb's burned out, or, my room's so far away from the main building. I can be proactive with things like that and ask kindly, hey, can I get a closer room, or can I get this, or can I get that? And if I get get some magic, good. If I don't, I can't let it ruin my vacation. But the thing is, every time I go down, I try something new. I try to just realize that I am, because like the thing is, when you're on vacation, like it's a Tuesday at 10:30 in the morning, and I'm at the Magic Kingdom eating a churro. Like, how good is life? That's why I keep telling myself. So even on your bad situations at Walt Disney World, your life is pretty darn good. So I try to always remember that. Hey, Dennis in the chat. I haven't seen Dennis in ages. Yep. The Vinyl Mason, one of my favorite ever souvenirs, right there over my shoulders. It's good seeing Dennis. I love Dennis. Yes. But anyway, he kind of got me off my, I hadn't seen him in forever. So I'm glad he's in the chat, but just, make the trip what it will be. And the thing is, you're going to get magic, but you also got to kind of give magic. You got to put yourself in a situation where good things can happen to you. If you're a grumpy Gus all the time, it's going to be tough. I'll say one day I was not even, we were, as well as mornings, it was hard to get out of the room. We're trying to get out early, and of course I'm always trying to be an hour early, and the girls don't always like to be an hour early like me. So we're getting out to the yacht club bus, and one of the cast members out there, he was a gentleman who was a cast member. He was in a wheelchair, with like one of the iPads, kind of helping people get on the right bus and, giving out times and so forth. Just like, this guy was just like, I want to tell myself, like, I wish Walt Disney could see this guy, because he was just so encouraging. He had a pretty tough disability, but he wasn't letting it slow him down. He was making sure he greeted every person that came out to get on that bus. And it was hot as smoke that morning. I mean, even at like 9 a.m, and he was making my day, even though I wasn't having the best morning. But after I had this interaction with that cast member at the yacht club bus stop, he made my day. And I totally turned my day around. And the thing is, he didn't have to do that. He could just sit there and just watch the iPad, tell you what bus to get on, and go on with his business. But he didn't. He made my day. And the whole thing was, he turned my day around. And I love seeing that. So I love Walt Disney World. I love Disney destinations. So, that's bottom line. I always have a good time. And I think it is what you make of it. But I mean, I expect to have fun. I'm a big kid. And that's how you are too.
Yeah, definitely. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So it's fun. I mean, that's, nothing ground shaking today on the podcast. Just want to say, I love that we get to go to Walt Disney World. I love that we get to have these experiences. I love that we get to have the experiences with our listeners and our friends, and everybody around. And I hope you guys always feel the same, we're so lucky to get to do these things, and the thing is, I know a lot of folks are getting ready to go down in the fall. Think about it. Like if you're an adult, you're going to maybe get to go to the Halloween party and go trick or treating like you were 10.
I'm excited to do it on this cruise. Like, seriously, I get to do it on the cruise. I'm so excited. Yes.
I mean, it's amazing, and this is a place where you truly can kind of check the real life at the door for just a little bit and enjoy those that are around you. I think that's the best thing is Walt Disney World, the Disney destinations put you in a position to let things go for a little bit. Now, I'm not trying to quote Elsa, but you get to kind of just get out of there, for a little bit. Leave, I can leave my emails for a little while, enjoy my girls, have a great time, and just the environment is amazing. So that's how it is. It's fun. So enjoy it. All right. Well, that's going to do it for today's show. If you want to go to one of these great places, I got a great travel agency that'll called the Magic for Less. So drop by today, check out all the great specials they have going on. And while you're there, it's not too late to go to the Halloween party or the Christmas party this year. You know what? I know it's Halloween season apparently right now. I got to get the pumpkin out, but hey, you could still get down there for those Halloween and Christmas parties and have a great time. Food and wine festival. Oh, such a great time to go. And it's not as hot. Well, pretty soon. It's still hot right now, but it'll be cooler. So check out all the great specials over at themagicforless.com. While you're there, fill out that free no obligation quote and an agent will get back to you right away. But make sure you tell them you heard about them here on the Be Our Guest podcast. Again, over at themagicforless.com. And continue to use our Amazon affiliate link. Again, Target and Walmart are crazy right now with back to school stuff. I know your kid wants to go. Just tell them, sorry, we don't have time. Got to go to Amazon. Just buy Ticonderoga pencils. Again, Elmer's glue, Crayola crayons. Don't get the Rose Art. Don't get the cheap stuff. They'll break. I taught for 17 years. I talk from experience. So again, it's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. Sports show. Get your kid the good stuff. All right. Follow us on social media. We're on Instagram and Twitter at beourguestpod and at beourguestmike. Facebook.com/beourguestpodcast for all this nonsense live each Monday night. And of course, the videos are there. And youtube.com/beourguestpodcast. That's right. We have a YouTube channel as well. Who'd have thought? I kidded my daughter the other day. I said, your dad is a YouTube person.
I know, right? Like, seriously.
Man's on YouTube. Yep. So you just horrified a 10-year-old girl, Rikki.
I know, it's fantastic. I love horrifying.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And don't forget, we're going to be out in Indianapolis, Indiana at the Indy Disney Meet at the end of this month, the last Saturday in August. I believe it's the 25th. We're going to be at the Hamilton County Fairgrounds in Noblesville, Indiana, just a shade north of Indianapolis, raising money for Give Kids the World. It's an awesome meet. If you're in the Midwest, come on out and see us. We're going to be on the live, on the main stage doing a live show. Also, many other Disney folks from the community are going to be there. Dole Whips giving away a trip to Walt Disney World for a family of 4. I mean, are you kidding me? Like with the dining plan included? That's awesome. Herbie the Love Bug will probably be there. Stormtroopers, Darth Vader, R2D2.
Princesses.
Exactly. It's nuts. It's a nut house, man. If you're a Disney fan, you need to be there. So we'll see you there. All right. So for Rikki and Pam, I'm Mike, wishing you a great weekend. Until we talk again, we will see you real soon. That's the most random show ever.
Hey, you know what?
That's good, though. That's fun.
That's good.
That was good. That worked. All right. So let me save this real quick. Hang on. 1366. All right. So I am going to edit and go to Taco.
No.
Edit and go to Taco. And then I got to catch up with Big Brother because the girl that I can't stand, even though if she would have won, I'd have got $100 and I still wanted her to get voted out. That's how bad she was.
That's crazy.
She got put on the block. So I got to see what she's up to.
Oh, no.
She's OTB.
I don't have any words for you.
All right. Well, tell Brian I said hello and have fun with your in-laws.
I will. We're going to have a good time.
Birthday.
What? Okay. I'll see you later. All right. Bye.